It's Midcap Radar time. We are coming to you live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios this afternoon. I'm Hormuz Patakia. With me is Vivek Iyer. Vivek, good afternoon. Well, 20 to 800 was the buzzword over the last 8 to 10 sessions, and now, considering the move today, it shifted to 20 to 500.
Absolutely right. Good afternoon, Hormuz. Not such a good afternoon as far as the bulls are concerned. We have quite a lot lined up on the show. Let's start off with the top headlines. A sharp sell-off in US equities on Friday over economic concerns and fears around the discovery of a new virus in China drag Indian stocks lower. IT, telecom and metals are the big drags. Midcaps too feel the heat.
The correction in IT, particularly the mid-cap IT names, continues. The sector is the top loser today as stocks continue to correct following global IT major Endava's guidance cut last week. Persistent Systems and L&T Tech are the top losers.
Healthcare global surges after KKR acquires a controlling stake in the company for $400 million. Management tells CNBC-TV18 that expanding existing centers presents an opportunity for them.
United Spirits is in focus after reports suggest that the India-UK free trade agreement talks have resumed after 9 months. The stock is up over 2%.
EPL shares slip over 3% after promoter entity Epsilon Bidco signs agreement to sell 24.9% stake worth rupees 1,907 crore to Indorama Netherlands. Blackstone-backed Epsilon currently holds a 51.45% stake in EPL.
We're taking every effort possible to defend 22,550 on the downside. Now are the bulls. We slipped marginally below those levels just a few minutes ago and still around about those levels as well. 240 points down on the index, 800 points down now on the Sensex. The broader markets faring no better. The mid-cap and the small-cap indices both trading with cuts of over 1%. IT, as we just mentioned, is the top sectoral loser. What's bucking the trend, though, is pharma. But there are plenty of other movers in the broader markets today, and Nigel is joining in to take us all through those names. Nigel, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. You know, one positive that I have to point it out would be the number of stocks that are advancing. When we started off trade, there were only 300 stocks that were advancing. Intraday, that number even went to around 850, and currently around 700 stocks are advancing. So a little better from what we started off with. That's one positive. But let's tell you about all the stocks that are moving around. Some of these PSU mining names that did well last week, they have come in for profit taking. Nalco, SAIL, as well as NHPC, the other PSU, well, that all of them are down between 3 to around 3.5% and on rather high volumes. But select stocks, you know, particularly larger counters that saw a big pullback in the last few sessions, well, today they have, you know, cut some of those losses because today some of those stocks have bounced back. Natco is up close to around 4%. Remember, the stock corrected from around 1,100 rupees one way to around 800 rupees. So that's a pop back in trade. Vesuvius, it had a brilliant run. I recall from around 1,700 rupees, it went up 3.5 times odd. That stock pulled back. Today it's up close to around 7.5%. So it's back in the green after seeing a sharp correction. And Newland Laboratories as well had a dream run. Stock pullback now, in fact, it's up in today's trading session. Adding to the winners list, Varun Beverages, fears of more competition coming into this space and the likes. Well, that stock now is at the high point of the day. Volumes as well high, close to around 3%. And Transformers and Rectifiers, we had the management here on CNBC-TV18. They said that, you know, profitability is expected to improve. The order book is looking solid as well. And the street likes that. So last few trading sessions has been moving from circuit to circuit. Currently, it's up close to around 6.5%. Shalimar Paints as well has been a relative underperformer. Well, that stock is up close to around 4.8%. And SH Kelkar getting back to its winning ways. That's up close to around 6.5%. On the losing end, the debutant today, Quality Power, well, that stock is down close to around 9%. It saw a bit of a pullback intraday, but that got sold into. Vijaya Diagnostic, well, that stock as well is seeing intense selling pressure and volumes are rather high out there. Jindal Drilling as well as Gokul Das as well from the recent peak, well, that stock has corrected big time, 1,100 rupees plus, now currently sub 900 rupees. So that's a list of all the losers as well. So you have more number of stocks that are losing, but as I mentioned earlier, at least the number of stocks advancing are close to around 700 odd. And I'll tell you what, the bulls will be happy if we end this day with the number of stocks advancing closer to around the 1,000 odd mark. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Nigel, for joining us and giving us a sense of what exactly is transpiring as far as the broader end of the markets are concerned. Well, moving on, global energy management and automation giant Schneider Electric has announced plans to set up 3 more manufacturing units in India as part of its expanding investment portfolio in the country. My colleague Shivani Bajaj caught up with Olivier Boom, the CEO of the company, and began by asking about the strong financial performance. Let's listen in.
We have announced our results, record revenue of 38 billion euro for the year 2024, and the growth organically has been 8.4, which was slightly above the guidance of 6 to 8 we have announced. And in November 2023, we have announced a kind of 3 years ambition that we will grow through the cycle between 7 and 10%. So it's very well in line with that ambition. So we are quite happy with the performance of 24. India has been a big contributor for the past year. India is the third largest country of Schneider Electric in the world. It will continue definitely to be a strong contributor at double-digit growth. And we are very happy with the momentum we have in India, both with Schneider Electric and Loris Nixon brand, because we have two brands in India, as you probably know.
So you spoke about how India is the third largest for the company, also one of the 4 global hubs for the company, I believe. What are the kind of fresh investment commitments that you're looking at India to, accentuate this growth, increase this from here on?
Yeah, it's very important that you mentioned, because at Schneider Electric we've developed a unique model we call the multi-hub model, where we have decided not to have one headquarter in one place, but to have different hubs in the world. And the goal of those hubs is from R&D to manufacturing to commercial, to be closer to the local market, to create more proximity. And in a world, where you have a lot of volatility today, we found that model quite effective. So in India, we have 38,000 employees, 6,000 of them are in R&D, doing R&D for the local market, but also supporting the other region of Schneider Electric. And we want that role definitely to keep growing in the future for Schneider Electric. It's super important that we do more development in India for India, but India also for the rest of the world. So that's very, very important for us. So we'll keep doing it. In terms of investment, we have invested in R&D. We have invested also in supply chain, because we want also in the long term, and I cannot give you specific number for India, but we want more or less in each region of the world. So that's not India, but each region of the world. So we'll take in that case the Middle East Asia region. We want to have 90% of what we sell to be manufactured locally. In India, we have already 31 factories in these countries, and we plan to add 3 more. Which are in progress. So that's basically what we are planning for in the investment.
So basically, Make in India, Make for the World is the plan from here as well?
India for India, India for the region. In some cases, absolutely, there are some of the UPS we sell in data center everywhere in the world, which are made in Bangalore, for instance. So it's 3 levels. It's really India for the region, and India for the world, absolutely.
So are there any partnerships, Olivia, that you're looking at, any marquee projects for this particularly? Also, are there any talks on the policy front with the government of India? Because there are a lot of things happening in India, energy transition being one, and how important do you think Schneider can play a role in something that India has constantly spoken about, energy transition, and is going big on when it comes to policy?
Well, look, we are in constant touch, with Indian government, and we love to support all the initiative. As you know, India has made a big move a couple of years ago on renewable. So we really provide equipment support on all those projects everywhere in the country. The country has delivered already a part of the roadmap. There is more to come, as you know, to reach a 500 gigawatt. But that part is a part where we are an active contributor. We try to contribute also with the government every time they want to put policy on energy saving, on how you contribute to make home building and so on and so forth more energy efficient. So we are definitely an active number, and through the IMA Association, which is the Association of Electrical Manufacturers, we want Schneider Electric to play a big role to make sure we continue to innovate and bring the best standard that we can in the India industry, for sure.
Well, a very interesting conversation there with the management of Schneider Electric. Well, as we now slip into a short break, here's some good news for our viewers. India's business news leader is now just a click away. Introducing CNBC-TV18's all-new app. Get instant access to breaking news, in-depth articles, and financial world updates at your fingertips. Download the CNBC-TV18 app now from the Apple Store or Google Play Store, or just scan the QR code on your screen.
Welcome back. At the lowest point of the day now is the Nifty. We'll get to that in just a bit. But Aster DM Healthcare has entered into a definitive agreement with Quality Care to merge its business. Now, our colleague Jude Sanith caught up with Anup Mupan, the director of Aster DM Healthcare, on the sidelines of the Invest Kerala Global Summit and asked him about the progress on the merger and the company's expansion plans. Listen in.
A definitive agreement has been signed and we are in the process of the integration. So probably this process is going to take maybe 8 months to a year time. Maybe in less than a year we'll be able to close the entire deal, and we are all excited because, as you rightly mentioned, it would take us to the top league, adding another 5,000 plus beds. So overall bed strength would be 10,000 plus. More exciting is the employment which we are creating, which is as we stand, we have 20,000 plus and in the India picture, and with this merger, we must be around 40,000, I believe. So,
all right.
Yeah.
No doubt. So great potential for expansion. What will it do to your business in India in terms of the top line itself? It is no doubt a big deal. How will it impact your top line growth as far as business in the country is concerned?
Definitely. I mean, see, when we are talking, when it's about bed strength, or it goes hand in hand. The top line is definitely going to. It comes with the top line increase. But again, we'll be looking at improving, sweating out our existing assets. Along with this, and there will be a lot of synergy also, which is coming into play, be it procurement or the talent pool. I mean, in such a big group, we can eliminate a lot of duplication of resources. So the HR cost front also we might be able to bring down. So as I mentioned about the procurement, there'll be huge savings. Our margin, EBITDA margins, everything, we are looking at an upside. So definitely we are all excited, and we are really looking forward.
You are, of course, on an expansion spree. Even moving your registered office into Telangana is what
process which is going.
Yes, which is what we last read. But overall, is there an investment pipeline of sorts that you are looking at insofar as expanding in the country is concerned? I know that there's a merger that just happened, but where are you looking at specific areas of investment?
Merger is only part of the deal. I mean, as I mentioned about sweating existing assets, now in Kerala itself we have 3 projects going. One is Trivandrum project, which is a 450 plus bed hospital, which will be commissioned in almost a year's time. Kasaragod project is happening, which is another 250 plus beds. So we might be able to commission it in less than maybe 6 months. And Aster Medcity, we just recently, last week, we inaugurated the 100 plus beds, and another new block which we are planning, which will add further more beds. And we are also looking at new territories in Kerala, which is not finalized. So we are having that due diligence done and that study wherever possibilities is there, we'll be looking at that. And by far, we are the market leaders now in Kerala. And after the merger, and the KIMS Health is also going to be a part of the Aster QCIL group, so which further enhances our presence in Kerala. So, and of course, I mean, as of now, if you look at the overall picture itself, 55-60% of our revenue top line is from Kerala, which will further increase.
Any locations in the north that you've finalized on?
Nothing yet, but there is a lot of playground here itself. So, Tamil Nadu is some territory which we have not gone into. We are doing that study. So definitely north is in the mind, but since we are a prominent player in the south, in Karnataka also we are looking at more presence. We are looking at more units. So Tamil Nadu, as I mentioned. So there's a lot of playground. India is, if I can tell you that in Kerala itself there is a lot of potential. I mean, in fact, our growth story has brought in that attention of healthcare into the Kerala market. I mean, a lot of other players are too coming into Kerala market. Right. So there's a lot of playground for everyone here.
No
and
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt. Before I have to ask you, if you could just give me an outlook in terms of the overall healthcare market, and if you could hazard an estimate in terms of what these growth rates are looking likely to be, and where will your slice of the pie be there? I know for a fact that you've already said that you are looking to compete in the big league. How much of that growth? What is that growth, and how much of it would you like to take back for yourself in the medium term?
Yeah. See now, our population is our strength. So there is room for everyone. So how much ever the competition is, we believe that there is enough room for every player in here. So, I mean, we have been seeing that in the last 5 years, we have been growing at a growth rate of 20-25% in CAGR in revenue and 30% plus in EBITDA. So, and every market is becoming more and more competitive, but there is need. I mean, there is people are getting more and more access to healthcare, so that potential is there.
Well, an interesting conversation there with the management of Aster DM Healthcare. Let's now slip into a short break. We'll get you more on the markets on the other side.
Welcome back. Making new lows now is the Nifty for the day. 22,520 is the new low that the index has made. Still just 20-25 points above those levels. Top losers, IT, all four of them, Wipro, Infosys, HCL Tech, TCS, the top four losers on the index, followed by metal names, Hindalco, Tata Steel, JSW Steel. The mid-cap and the small-cap index, though, have recovered from the lows of the day, but they too are seeing some bit of losses in specific stocks, particularly in mid-cap IT, be the likes of Emphasis, Persistent Systems. Coforge, though, has recovered from the lows of the day. But with that, we call time on this edition of Midcap Radar. From Vivek, me and the team that put this show together, thank you so much for watching. Your stocks on the other side.